Chris, and I am getting old. 52 this year. Starting to need the readers. Got the big flash of grey hair up there. It's a rough old life. But I'll tell you what, man. Every passing week, I spend more and more of my income on products designed to keep me from falling off the twig. And so today, at the risk of sounding like a very special episode of Ellen, I can talk to you about muscle loss in seniors. So, with every year that passes, as you get older, you get a little slower, and so it's a little harder to get out the door and keep your muscle building and going. For the most part, people, as they hit my age, they start to lose muscle on a pretty regular basis. And as you lose muscle, you get even slower, and things hurt a little bit more, and you put your back out just turning around in bed, and all the rest of that. So, if a product comes along and says, look, drink this every morning, it won't taste like crap, it'll have some good stuff in it. It'll give you a bunch of natural organic protein. It's a plant-based food, so it's all those bells and whistles. Soy-free, dairy-free, lactose-free, lower in sugar, lower in fat, lower in carbs, but more actual product than two other main competitors that are out there in the space. That's a pretty big deal. Now, if the people that make this product can also say that it's been clinically verified that this stuff works in 25 different clinical trials, and that $20 million of R&D has gone into its creation, and that they have a patent on it so that the main competitors out there can't just reverse engineer it and put up their own version, that's an even better idea. The one thing that I would look for to harpoon that little concept is that product an idea, or is that product on shelves? I'm glad you asked. Element Nutrition is actually on shelves in 16,000 stores across North America. You're looking at your Walgreens, you're looking at your CVS, you're looking at your Loblaws, your Shoppers, it's on Amazon. You got the ready to mix powders, you've got your ready mixed beverages, and the potential to make a lot more SKUs besides using the same formulation. We like this. This is good. This is not like a lot of plant-based deals on the markets that have gigantic market caps but zero market share. This is a company that is actually out there right now in stores, sales coming back. How many sales coming back? Well, it loses a bit of money because it's just gone public, and companies tend to do that when they go public. There's a lot of cash that's required to get your stock out there and to get people to know who you are, and on guys like me. That said, a year ago, this quarter that just passed, the company made about $300,000 in revenues. This year ahead, the most recent quarter, they pulled in 1.1 million, just shy of. That's a pretty good growth right there. And a lot of these orders are just coming in now. Places like Sam's Club, they're just placing their initial orders around this time. So that revenue should increase markedly further. Now, where's that revenue going to come from? Okay, so there's two products that are out there right now. You probably know them. One is called Boost, one is called Ensure. If you're my age, if you're diabetic, you've probably seen these ready to drink beverages. They're in a certain part of the Shoppers Drug Mart aisle, and they sell pretty well because, a lot of us out there, we need a little extra boost. We need to ensure that we're getting all our vitamins and minerals. Now, I have seen the Rejuvenate product that Element Nutrition has created on those same shelves. I have purchased it and I have consumed it, and it is good stuff. Tastes good. I can't say that I walked out of the room covered in muscles, but if I stuck with it for a couple of months, I'm sure that I'd notice some difference. Fact of the matter is, I'm a lazy bastard, and if it's not there right in front of me, going to the store specifically to get it isn't something that I've been doing during COVID. So any sort of long-term review of the effectiveness of this thing, I got to leave it to the professionals. Thankfully, the professionals have been doing their work, and what they say is that as someone of my age, if you do no exercise, you're going to lose muscle in a pretty significant way. If you do some exercise, you're still likely to lose a bit of muscle. All you're really doing is maintaining at the some exercise level. If you go bonkers on a kettlebell every afternoon, you might gain some. But if you're drinking Rehydrate, according to the clinical trials, if you're just drinking Rehydrate and you are not, Rejuvenate, and you are not doing anything else in terms of exercise, you will build muscle according to the numbers that you find in the investor deck. If you exercise and use Rejuvenate, then the muscle increase can be as much as 10 kilograms of muscle over 8 months. Now, I would say effectiveness probably wavers a little bit based on how hard you train, whether you're dieting, what your metabolism is. But the fact of the matter is that in clinical trials, this product is shown to work. That's good for me because at my age, if I can get a product like that to keep my muscles from disappearing on me, that gives me years of extra life. That's an important thing. I will consume that product, and then on the other side, if I own the stock, I'll be making money every time I buy the product. Try and figure that out from a scientific perspective. Look, the fact of the matter is if I was in charge of this company, and I'm a hard taskmaster, I would be coming in here and saying, here's what you got to do. You got to do this, this, and this. I would be saying, you've got to get distribution. Nailed it. I would say you've got to lock down a patent. Nailed it. I would say you've got to get branding that almost convinces people when they're looking at it that they're not sure whether they usually drink yours or the one next to it on the shelf. Nailed it. If you want to make sure that the product actually works, that doesn't suck. Nailed it. So why wouldn't I invest in this thing? It's a $60 million market cap, and according to the investor deck, if they sell one package per store of those 16,000 stores, then you're looking at $20 million of revenue. If they sell 4, then you're up over the $100 million of revenue. Now, at a $60 million market cap, that's pretty manageable. That's not absurd. A lot of these companies that are plant-based, they've got to really burn the house down when it comes to sales to justify their market cap. Element Nutrition is not one of those. It is a reasonable market cap for a product that is on shelves right now and is starting to make money. Now, I'd want to see it go up from 1.1 million a quarter for sure. And there's still a lot of expenses with going public, a lot of accounting and legal and professional fees and advertising. That stuff is in the way right now. It gets in the way of presenting a whole picture of what this company will do when it's left to just sell product and develop more on the existing patents. I like it. Anytime I can make money on myself, I think that's a good investment. Anytime I know I'm going to buy the product, that's a product I want to invest in. And so this is one of those things where, yes, they're a client of mine. Yes, if they weren't coming to me with a check and saying, pay attention to us, I might have missed them. But you know what I see with all the plant-based companies out there on the stock exchange right now? I see a lot of bullshit. I see a lot of plans. I see a lot of projections. I see a lot of, this is a so-and-so many billion-dollar industry, and if we just get 2%, fuck off. Look, let's be real. Are you on the shelves right now or not? Are you a $150 million plant-based company with no sales? Or are you a $60 million plant-based company with decent sales? I want that latter one. I want the latter. I want Element Nutrition. I've bought a bunch of it. I'm sitting on it. The stock chart is a little bit up and down. There's no real progress. There's no real trajectory that you can sort of point to and say this is definitely going one way or another. What I like about it is there's decent volume on it. There's enough eyeballs on it. It's had some runs, sold off a little bit, had another run, sold off a little bit. When these companies come to market, there's usually a 4-month period where the early paper comes free trading and gets peeled away if things are profitable. This company's gone through that right now. And now people are going in for a second bite. That's important to me. To not have the cheap paper to worry about, big plus. To have actual sales on the board, big plus. The question now, the only dark horse of the apocalypse for me is, will people try the product and come back for more of the product? Indeed, will they even try the product? Old people, which is the target market here, not exactly known for their willingness to try something new. However, the product does resemble the other products already on the shelves. It will be a relatively small thing, let's say a weekly discount, in order to get people to try that other product. And if they like it, if they feel the difference, they will stick with it. If you can get those seniors into your consumer base and you keep them there, well, you'll never lose them once they're there for a couple of months, because they're creatures of habit. That's all I got for you today. That's the rant over Element Nutrition, ELMT. I like it. I'm buying it. Come back tomorrow for something more.